introduce Felix as one of the ultimate modern hero of the 21st century, you know. And I'm sure in America you have many things, but the guys like Felix you don't have.
Yeah.
So he's a kind of Iron Man, and today he's there in New York in that place called Levo. And I'm very proud to have him on board with Zenith. So you can call him ambassador, friend of the brand, whatever you call him. At the end, bottom line, what's important is to know that he's a modern hero, and you don't have them every corner. It's like many times in life, you know, when you want to do something, you have to talk to people to be sure that the people can understand where you want to go or what you want to do. And actually talking to people where I wanted to brought the brand, what I wanted to do the brand, somebody told me, maybe I have somebody you should know about being your next ambassador, and you should contact him because I met him not long ago, and I'm sure he will be interested to work with you. And that's the way we started to be in connection. And actually we had like a quick fit because after a while we already knew that we're going to do something together. So it was like, okay, what he will do is directly connected with what is Zenith. And for me it's definitely key for my future that Felix has to be on board. So yeah, at the end we had that discussion and we find a way.
And tell us, did you really wear the watch when you did the jump and did it work? Tell us a little bit.
Well, absolutely. When I did this jump, when I was standing on the outside step on top of the world at 128,000 feet, watching the curve of the Earth, and the sky above me was totally black. Then I did this one step forward, and I made history. That watch was right there.
This is the watch.
Okay, well,
you know, it's the only watch which reached supersonic speed in the world. It's not even an icon. It's like the watch every collector would like to have in its collection. This watch was $50 million US. It's the price they pay to bring him up in the sky, 39
This is the actual
kilometers.
watch that he wore.
Of course, that's the one. The one we're selling is the same one. Actually, you see, there's no difference in terms of shape or whatever, except that the one of Felix had a special straps, to fit the outside of the suit.
Okay.
It's inside the El Primero movement, so it's just by the name, it means the first. It's the first self-winding chronograph ever made. It's a movement or a name which is really considered as the best chronograph in the world, not by me, but by collectors or specialists. And this is the movement you have inside that watch. The only watch showing the tenths of a second mechanically, because we have high frequency. So high frequency means that the tic-tac is faster. The tic-tac is faster to show actually a stronger precision. The watch is more accurate, and when you start the watch, you see that the hands is showing mechanically the tenths of a second. So it looks like it's a watch, but actually it's much more than this,
Well, what I like on that watch, first of all, we both selected this watch because it represents what Red Bull Stratos is all about, It's the finest watchmaking. This watch has been tortured all the way down, exposed to extreme temperature, a lack of oxygen, lack of pressure, supersonic speed,
vibration,
violence, flat spinning, and it still works.
That
and
to
it's
me
a
is
watch,
the
it's
most
not a
amazing
special
part
made
of it
watch,
is-
it's a watch out of the shelf.
Yeah.
And that represents in a very unique way that every Zenith watch has the capability to survive those temperatures and those extreme conditions. And this is what I'm really proud of,
And you're wearing the pilot. Tell us a little about that. That looks good on you.
I'm also wearing the pilot because I am a pilot. I like help the pilot, so it does make sense. And Jean-Francois gave this watch to me, and I love this watch because it's very masculine. I like big calibers.
Oh wow.
Actually, this one is a little bit bigger.
We launched the collection last year by producing the largest mechanical watches in the world, and now we have like more regular. Even if that one is 58, that one is 48 millimeter. And it's really, it's a watch looking like the very first pilot watches. Actually, the pilot, they invented the wristwatch because they mailed on a case just two, what we call lugs,
Yes.
to wear it on the top of their shoe because they were holding the stick and they needed the time to know when they had to come back. So they needed reliable instruments. And they are the one who invented wristwatches. But they selected at the very beginning the best brands, and they selected Zenith.
Yeah.
And we already produced the very first watch when the pilot starts flying. So we have one of the strongest, if not the strongest legacy of the whole watch industry for producing pilot watches. And we wanted to do like something which was like in terms of codes and genes connected to the very first wristwatches, but still looking modern, and it's kind of neo-retro object.
Model that came out at Boston,
Yeah,
correct?
that's it. And it's an annual calendar, so it means
Yeah.
it's a watch you only have to set once a year. End of February, you have to push it 1st of March. Otherwise, you don't take care of it for the whole year.
Excellent. And so what's next? I mean, obviously with the Stratosphere, I mean, what's the game plan? I mean, how do you even top that? Do you have any...
Next,
I mean,
you know what is next?
Yeah.
Next is the 150th anniversary of the brand, and Felix will be invited, and he will be the, the main guest of the night.
Well, Felix, it's an honor to be able to spend the evening with you in New York City. Welcome back to the United States.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being part of tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you,
Seth.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you.